Hello and welcome to a video that I'm recording. So again, my name is Casey Dubrovic and I am the owner and operator and chief clinician of Revitalized Ketamine Clinic. I wanted to make a video just to talk about the intrinsic response methodology. So there's a lot of ways to go about ego dissolution. And in my opinion, the intrinsic response methodology is one of the most preferred. So at our clinic, Revitalized Ketamine Clinic, there is the availability of the CAP model, ketamine-associated psychotherapy. And so the ketamine-associated psychotherapy can be next level. It can really help people unlock things and can be quite helpful in a lot of different ways. And the intrinsic response methodology can be even more so. So the intrinsic response methodology, the whole premise of that is you will always be your own best healer. It allows you to go deep and go where you need to go. So we're still providing these treatments as much as you can, and Western medicine is sacred in that we're doing them on purpose. And so, we turn people away who are like, hey, I just want to try ketamine. And I'm saying we're not the place for you. We want to do this where you're being facilitated and guided to be that best version of yourself and allow you the space to discover what that is. And so the intrinsic response methodology, again, the whole premise is you will always be your own best healer. And so we provide that setting, and that sustainability. So again, these treatments should always be utilized as a catalyst for change, not as a panacea, not as a cure-all. Nothing is a cure-all. And so the more avenues you address a problem from, the more likely you are to get capture. And that's why we've designed a whole program and a booklet giving people that extra bit of assistance and guidance in creating that space to allow for that healing. And so the intrinsic response methodology, you provide that mindset to go in on purpose, that intention setting. That setting, make sure it's an environment free of distractions, safe, comfortable. I like some clinical aspects because there are some hemodynamic issues that can come up with ketamine and treatments and infusions like we give in our clinic. And so having that hemodynamic monitoring in place in regards to blood pressure and heart rate and pulse oximetry, super valuable to make sure that people feel well supported and safe during their journey and experience. And then, so that's part of the setting. And the sustainability, again, so set it up as a whole program where there's opportunities for integration, right? And so you look at indigenous cultures and the way the indigenous cultures would pursue ego dissolution. The Immortality Key, Secret History of Religion with No Name, it's a great book, goes deep on the subject, and through archaeological work and that sort of thing, they're finding ego dissolution agents in societies as far back as 12,000 BC. You can dig even deeper and look at the stoned ape theory. It's very interesting stuff. And so we know indigenous cultures, the way there's used until about 1500 AD in Catalonia, España. And that point it really got pushed down in large part from Christianity and the church, as well as a bit of the patriarchal structure that was quite prominent at the time. And so up until that time, and again, still ongoing, underground, Amazon, kind of more secluded cultures, is they would use the ego dissolution agent on purpose in a ceremonial type atmosphere, and have song and dance tied to that. And then they would have that experience. There wouldn't be much talking, much processing. There would be movement, there would be, ecstasy in regards to the dancing and the song and the feels, and oftentimes some sort of DMT or psilocybin and other kind of ergo derived neuromodulators and ego dissolution agents. And then the next day and ongoing would be the integration. And so that's the model that we like to use as well. And so again, that's the Intrinsic Response Methodology. It's what we like to use at Revitalized Ketamine Clinic. And there is the opportunity for the CAP model, CAP-CAT, depending on who you talk to, and the ketamine-associated psychotherapy. The big thing that the Intrinsic Response Methodology does that's somewhat preferential for a lot of people is one, there's less of a barrier to entrance, it's a little bit less expensive, and two, oftentimes with the CAP model, you're getting less of the ego dissolution agent, so you're getting less out of your own way. There's oral or intranasal dosing, so the walls are coming down a little bit less. 3, you're introducing a humanistic component, and we know that a great therapist can be a great therapist for 70 to 85% of the population. Just the nature of human beings. We just butt heads with certain individuals, and same is true with therapists and clients. Fourthly, it can be super activating to talk about your past trauma with someone you're just meeting, and that is the model in CAP. Oftentimes you're turning over those big rocks right away, just going deep. And so we've seen people, be more activated when they're going in and doing something like that. And so when we do the CAP model, we try to make sure that there's a good kind of build up to that, where they're seeing that individual, that therapist before, and we don't aggressively turn over any rocks. We want to make sure that people are safe and ready to do that work. Fifthly, we all do so much pedestalizing of other people's expectations of us. We know that we all kind of put on a mask for other people in our lives, and the Intrinsic Response Methodology eliminates that and allows people to, again, plug into their own natural healing abilities. And so that's about the Intrinsic Response Methodology. Thanks for tuning in, and make it a great day.